What up, guys? So I'm traveling through Colombia right now, and I had an idea for a video and topic, and I wanted to make it. And yeah, it's not the greatest setup, but I thought I'd get it to you guys like this anyways. But anyways, I wanted to talk about the best mobile applications you could have when living abroad, and it really makes life so much easier. It saves you a lot of stress, saves you a lot of just problems that will inevitably arise when living abroad. Because there's always weird curveballs being thrown at you, so the more of those curveballs you can know that are coming, much easier. Everything's so much easier. So I just wanted to go over a couple. But the first is WhatsApp. Now, WhatsApp pretty much runs the world. If you haven't been outside of the United States and communicated with other people all that often, you might not have had a need for WhatsApp, but everyone else uses WhatsApp except the United States. And it's great. It's a free app. You kind of connect to your own phone number if you want to onto the app, and then you can receive phone calls, text messages, everything else you would with a normal chat application, and it comes through Wi-Fi or data or whatever. So you can be in any country of the world, and you can receive messages, and you won't be getting hit with long distance stuff or international call stuff or whatever. As long as you're on like a Wi-Fi, and you can call home, you can call people back home, and if they're using WhatsApp too, you're not getting charged for any of this, which is fantastic. So highly recommend WhatsApp. You're gonna have to use it. Businesses sometimes exclusively use WhatsApp. I book doctor appointments. I connect with real estate agents. I was trying to get an apartment, all through WhatsApp. A lot of these places won't even respond to an email, but WhatsApp, you got to get it. So make sure you have WhatsApp. Next, now I have two Google applications on this list. The first I'm going to go over is probably the one that you're least familiar with, potentially, but it's Google Translate. Now, Google Translate it's a lifesaver. It is one of the best, most powerful translation apps out there, and it's free. So don't worry, you don't have to pay a cent for this. And there's a couple great features on it. I mean, one, you got you can type something out and it'll translate it to pretty much any country, any language you can think of, which is great. But it has an audio feature, so you can speak it, and it will translate it. And you can even push playback, and it will play, like if you spoke it in English, it will convert it to Spanish, let's say, and then you can play it back in Spanish. So you can have a conversation with somebody, not understand each other, and the app will do everything for you. So great. Another fantastic feature on it is there's a camera aspect to it. So it will translate, you just point it at text that you want translated, and it will translate it for you. You can snap a picture. That's probably the easiest way, and it will translate the picture. Or if you just need real time, you don't feel like taking a picture, you can just hold the phone and your camera over the text, and it will change it. Now, that option isn't the most reliable. It's kind of a rough translation, but you'll get the idea, and it's helpful if you're trying to read a restaurant menu, and you just need the general idea of what it's talking about. So I've used it for that. I've used it to read real estate contracts. So I'm not totally sure what everything is saying, so I was like, okay, I need to understand what I'm signing, and so that's awesome. And so again, it's free, highly recommended. All right, the other Google app that I'm going to tell you probably already guessed, but it's Google Maps. I'm sorry if you love Apple, everything Apple. Google Maps is far superior than Apple, especially international stuff. I mean, Apple's making progress, and there are some neat features on Apple Maps in the United States and around major metro areas in Europe and stuff, but it's just not as comprehensive as Google Maps. Google Maps is just so far, years ahead with their mapping, that's what you rely on. I mean, if you're walking on back roads in Peru, it doesn't matter if there's a nice fancy 3D model of something, you just need directions. You need them to work. And so Google Maps, by all day, every day. I do like it if I'm traveling or if I'm in an area of town that I'm not totally familiar with and I don't fully trust my internet connection. I will pre-download the map and the instructions, so then I'm pretty good. I mean, it's very, very helpful, very valuable. I highly recommend it. Again, free. I'm guessing you already have it on your phone and you have ample experience using it anyways. So, but keep it on your phone. You will be using it. All right, next, Uber. If you already use Uber, that's great because Uber is pretty much found in every other country, and at least all the countries I've been. And they're not, a lot of these countries would be considered the developing nations, and Uber is still available. Lyft is not. So even if you're a Lyft person in the United States, make sure you have Uber. Uber will be available, and it works exactly the same. The only caveat I'll throw out is maybe your credit card gives you like $10, $15 free every month to use towards Uber. That only works for US-based trips. So when you're international, 99 out of 100 times, you'll still have to pay for that. You won't be able to use that credit, which is a little disappointing, but what are you gonna do? Also, chances are wherever you move, wherever you go, there will be a local kind of Uber clone, and oftentimes those are really good. They are often less expensive than Uber, and there are times where it lets you pay cash, and there's a lot of times there's a cash discount for that, which is great. Sometimes it's just nice to have a second option in case nobody's answering the Ubers or the app's being weird or something like that. So having that local secondary option is good. Signing up for the local option, everything's going to be different. Sometimes you need like a local phone number. So I can't really tell you how it's going to work for wherever you're going. But so always have Uber. Pre-install that. It'll work just the same. You won't have to do anything when you go to a different country. It'll work just as fine. So seamless transition. And then just kind of talk to people when you get to wherever you're going and find out if this other option is good. And then just install the local version as well. All right, this one I'm kind of begrudgingly recommending simply because there are no other alternatives that I really know about, and it's Airalo. I'm not even really sure the exact way to pronounce it, but it's spelled AIRALO. And what it is you can buy like an eSIM for your phone for a foreign country. So say you're moving to Romania, and it's going to take you some time to get a Romanian local SIM card for your phone. And you're not really going to be able to use your old data, your old wireless network from, maybe you had a Verizon phone and it's not going to really work very well. So you need local data, so at least you can use GPS and your apps and stuff like that. Airalo theoretically lets you purchase an eSIM, and so you have mobile data for the country you're going to. Now, I use it every country I go to. I'll buy 5 gigs worth of local data. I figure, usually that between that and just hotspots and Wi-Fi generally gets, it's good enough, and that should be probably enough for you to, buy some time to get a new SIM, like a local phone number set up and local plan set up, even if it's pay-as-you-go plan. Now, the thing I mentioned that I'm not like super gung-ho about the app is because I run into a lot of quirky issues with the app. It can be finicky to set the eSIM up. Now, if you have a newer iPhone, newer Samsung, it's going to accept eSIMs. I would highly recommend, if you're in the market for a new phone, look for a phone that accepts both eSIM and physical SIMs. So then you can have 2 running at the same time. For me, it's a lot easier. And the countries you go to, they might only offer physical SIMs, so it's easier to kind of get set up locally. But anyways, back to the app, it can be tricky to get the eSIM set up. And even if you do set it up perfectly, it can run into some hiccups. It might just stop running. It just like stops connecting to the local network, and then you have to stop everything, restart your phone, and it'll reconnect. But I find it always does that at the worst possible times, usually at night or on the weekends. I think when it's high data usage rate from locals, you're more likely to get booted off the network. But so it can be a little frustrating, but again, I don't know of any better options at this point. And as long as you're not exclusively relying on it for your network, for your data when you move, that's good. So just have it, and so it's a viable option again. But check it out. Yeah. Oh, this next one is a mobile VPN. I'm not going to tell you a very specific VPN. I use NordVPN, but there's a lot of other options out there. Now, the reason I recommend a mobile VPN is because maybe you're going to do a money transfer, check your bank account, wire yourself Western Union money, and you have to do it either just on your phone on a data, or you're connected to a hotspot. Now, most of the chances are you'll be okay, but it's important to kind of prepare for the worst possible situation. You never know what's going to happen. You want to protect your financial information, and with a mobile VPN, it really secures you. It makes it difficult for people to track what you're doing. It makes you look like you're in a different country. And the reason I use NordVPN is because on the phone is because I use NordVPN on my computer to make it look like I'm still in the United States, so then I can still stream my U.S. streaming services and U.S. sports, so then I don't have an issue with that. So, and it's not a lot. You can get it like a year service for just a couple bucks, so definitely worth investing in it. And lastly, this is just kind of something you might not use that often, but it's XE currency. It just shows you the currency exchange rate. So if you're going to be living in a place where there might be different currencies going on, maybe you live in one country that doesn't use the euro, but right across the border, that country does use a euro, so you'll be probably using a couple currencies. It's nice to be able to just instantly check what the exchange rate is, so if you go into the ATM, you're not getting screwed. So, but there are other currency exchange apps out there, so you can just really do whatever you feel, whichever design and interface you like the best. Just go with that. XE currency is just really one of the probably most widely known. But yeah, just use whatever you just feel, whatever you like, whatever feels best in your hands. So yeah, but yeah, so that's it. Those are just some of the mobile applications I'd highly recommend if you're planning on moving overseas, or if you're just planning a long trip. These are all apps highly recommend. They'll make your life easier. They'll save you time. They'll save you a headache and reduce your stress level when you're doing all this stuff, because it can be stressful at times. I'm not going to lie to you. There are times it can be really stressful. So if you can reduce your stress from here to here just with some free mobile applications, do it. So yeah, check out these apps, and yeah, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll try to have a better setup for my next videos. I just wanted to put this out while I was on top of mind. But anyways, you guys have a good night, and if you have any questions, let me know down there, and I will do my best to answer whatever questions you have. So anyways, you guys, take care.